It was the height of the festive season, a time of joy, celebration, and reunions. Streets were adorned with colorful lights, shops buzzed with activity, and families eagerly prepared to travel home. For Amora, a 28-year-old woman living in the city, this season was special. She had been looking forward to spending Christmas with her parents and siblings in the countryside. Amora's plans were simple: take the early morning bus to her hometown, a 6-hour journey that would take her through winding roads and bustling highways. Excitement filled her as she packed gifts, clothes, and food items the night before. On the morning of her trip, Amora woke up earlier than usual. She quickly freshened up, dressed in comfortable travel clothes, and double-checked her bags. As she was about to leave, her mother called to remind her, "Amora, make sure you pray before you leave. The roads are unpredictable this time of year." "Of course, Mama," Amora replied. But in her hurry to catch the bus, she forgot. She was running late, and her mind was preoccupied with getting to the terminal on time. At the bus station, she boarded a large, colorful bus packed with festive travelers. The atmosphere was lively, people were chatting, laughing, and sharing snacks. The driver assured everyone that they would arrive at their destination safely. Amora felt a sense of relief as the bus began its journey. The first few hours of the trip were smooth. The bus sped along the highway, passing fields, small towns, and other vehicles. Amora leaned against the window, enjoying the scenery. But as they approached a narrow, winding road, the atmosphere inside the bus changed. The driver seemed impatient, honking at slower vehicles and overtaking recklessly. Amora felt uneasy but brushed it off, thinking, "He's experienced, he knows what he's doing." A truck ahead suddenly lost control and skidded into their lane. The driver of the bus swerved sharply to avoid a collision. The bus veered off the road and crashed into a ditch, flipping onto its side. The world seemed to move in slow motion for Amora. She heard the screeching of tires, the shattering of glass, and the screams of passengers. Her body was thrown against the side of the bus, and pain shot through her arm as she landed. When Amora opened her eyes, she saw chaos. Passengers were crying and calling out for help. Some were trapped in their seats, while others were scrambling to get out through broken windows. Smoke rose from the engine, and the air was filled with the acrid smell of burning fuel. Amora managed to crawl out of the bus, clutching her injured arm. Outside, she saw the extent of the damage. The bus was badly mangled, and several passengers were lying on the ground, injured. Some were unconscious, while others wept in pain. Emergency services arrived within minutes, and the injured were rushed to nearby hospitals. Amora was among them, her arm fractured but her life spared. Lying in the hospital bed later that evening, Amora replayed the events of the day in her mind. The accident had been sudden and terrifying, a stark reminder of how unpredictable life could be. She thought about her mother's words that morning, "Make sure you pray before you leave." Tears filled Amora's eyes as she realized she had neglected the one thing that could have provided her with divine protection. She hadn't prayed. While she was grateful to be alive, she couldn't help but wonder how things might have been different if she had sought God's guidance and protection before embarking on her journey. Amora's experience became a turning point in her life. She began to understand the importance of prayer, not just as a religious ritual but as an act of faith and trust in God. She realized that prayer wasn't about avoiding preparation, it was about inviting God to take control of what she couldn't foresee. In the weeks that followed, Amora shared her story with friends and family, urging them to pray before every journey. She reminded them that the festive season, while joyous, was also a time of heightened risks, crowded roads, reckless drivers, and unforeseen dangers. "Prayer doesn't mean you won't face challenges," she explained. "But it gives you the assurance that God is with you, guiding and protecting you through every twist and turn." A final word. As the festive season approaches, remember Amora's story. Before you embark on any journey, take a moment to pray. It doesn't have to be long or elaborate, just a heartfelt request for God's protection, guidance, and peace. Prayer is not just a safety net, it is a declaration of your faith and dependence on God. It reminds you that while you may not know what lies ahead, you can trust the one who does.